Blossom English TV.
Listen, learn, and grow your English effortlessly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Blossom English TV. I am so glad you carved out time to join me today. In this session, we are going to dive into a powerful theme, building deep motivation on your language learning path. That means discovering how to maintain your inner drive, how to push past tough barriers, and how to genuinely enjoy mastering English even when it feels demanding. Throughout this recording, I will speak at a slow, deliberate pace. I will keep my vocabulary clean and accessible, and I will revisit core concepts so you can digest everything smoothly without any pressure. You have the space to listen closely, repeat the phrases quietly, and speak right alongside me. You can develop your fluency one steady step at a time. This active technique is known as shadowing. You hear an expression, and then you voice it right after me. So, are you feeling ready? Take a nice deep breath, let your shoulders drop, and let's step into this journey together. Right away, let's acknowledge a simple truth. Acquiring a new tongue is not a walk in the park, and that is completely fine. It is entirely normal to experience physical fatigue. It is completely normal to feel like your pace is moving slowly. But please know that you are never walking this path alone. Every single person who sets out to master a foreign dialect requires adequate time. You need time just to listen, time to put practice into motion. You need time for your mind to comprehend. You need time to expand, and time to truly refine your skills. Some afternoons, studying will feel light and exciting. Other times, it will feel like pulling teeth. That fluctuation is simply part of the adventure. On your high-energy days, celebrate every bit of headway you make. On your heavy days, simply refuse to stop moving. Even the tiniest actions count as valid steps forward. You do not need to aim for flawless perfection. You do not need to rush your speech like a native broadcaster. You do not need memorization of every obscure dictionary term. Your only real job is to make the effort. You just have to keep marching forward. Slowly, gently, one footprint at a time. Right now, you are actively learning. You are tackling a complex skill set, and you are handling it wonderfully. Acquiring a second tongue can be compared to scaling a massive mountain. At times, the slope is gentle. At times, it feels impossibly steep. And occasionally, you will feel the urge to throw in the towel. But if you pause to look behind you, you will realize just how vast a distance you have already conquered. You have accumulated fresh expressions, you have trained your ears, you have drilled your pronunciation, you have elevated your capabilities. Even if you cannot quite perceive the shift today, trust that you are no longer resting at the base camp. You are actively climbing higher. You are growing stronger with every session. So please, do not surrender to frustration. Some individuals pick up languages at lightning speed, while others take a more gradual, measured route. Yet every successful learner relies on one fundamental element: deep personal motivation. Inspiration is never some magical force that arrives out of nowhere. It is rarely loud or overwhelming. Instead, it usually sounds like a quiet whisper. It is that inner voice reminding you, give it one more try. Do not quit right now. Invest just 60 more seconds. And honestly, that tiny push is often all you need. If exhaustion hits you hard, take a proper break, step away, and return when your mind is clear. If confusion clouds your thoughts, take a steadying breath, reset, and try the exercise again. You do not require a rigid, flawless master plan. You simply need the dedication to show up repeatedly. So let me ask you to reflect. What is your core reason for wanting to conquer English? Perhaps you are chasing a better career position. Perhaps you dream of exploring foreign landscapes. Perhaps your goal is simply to connect with diverse cultures for pure enjoyment. Whatever your motive is, recognize that it holds immense weight. Your underlying purpose is powerful. It will serve as your anchor when the drive begins to fade. Keep this front and center. Every single calendar day you dedicate to practicing English, you claim a victory for your future self. Even if you only spare 5 minutes, even if your activity is limited to passive listening, even if you stumble through your phrases, you are expanding your capacity. You are transforming into a more capable communicator. And for that, you deserve to feel deeply proud of yourself. You are stepping into an arena that many people shy away from entirely out of fear. You are acquiring an entirely new way of speaking. You are unlocking doors that lead straight out into the wider world. And crossing that threshold demands genuine courage. Therefore, keep your motivation alive. Exercise endless patience and treat yourself with profound kindness along the way. You are under no obligation to speak at lightning speed. You are under no pressure to be flawless. Your only requirement is to keep moving forward. So, how do we protect our drive when weariness threatens to take over? Let us be completely honest with one another. There will be days when your schedule is packed, your energy is drained, and stress weighs heavily on your shoulders. You might catch yourself thinking, I refuse to look at a single English word today. And you know what? That is completely acceptable. It is human nature to feel tired. It is healthy to honor your need for rest. Your cognitive system requires downtime just like your muscles do. Even so, you can maintain your momentum on difficult days by scaling down your expectations. Let us look at a few practical strategies. Strategy number 1. Commit to doing just a fraction of your usual routine. You are not required to anchor yourself to a desk for a full 60 minutes. You do not have to conquer a massive, exhausting module. Just pick one microscopic task to complete. Tune into a foreign audio clip for 5 short minutes. Scan a single brief paragraph with your eyes. Mutter one target sentence quietly inside your mind. Even a 60-second investment beats total inactivity. Language mastery is never about cramming huge blocks of time. It is about establishing a gentle habit that repeats consistently over and over. Strategy number 2, reconnect with your foundational why. Why did you commit to this path in the first place? Is it tied to your professional ambitions? Are you planning academic pursuits overseas? Do you want to hold flowing conversations with peers across continents? Or is it simply a personal passion? On your most sluggish mornings, recall that primary motivation, your core driving force. Put it down in writing on a physical notepad. Speak it aloud to yourself. Keep it visible in your workspace. Your personal reason acts as high-grade fuel. It provides the exact spark you need when mental fatigue sets in. Strategy number 3, lower the friction to get started. Never wait around for absolute perfection in your environment. Do not hold out for total silence, endless energy, or a mystical wave of inspiration. Instead, engineer your routine so that engaging with English is effortless. Keep your study materials right on the surface of your table. Save a helpful educational clip directly onto your home screen. Set a timer for a short 10-minute sprint. Your objective is never to produce a masterpiece right out of the gate. Your true goal is simply to cross the starting line. Once momentum takes over, everything else flows much more naturally. Strategy number 4, practice radical self-compassion. Banish self-defeating thoughts like, I am too slow at this, or I am naturally terrible at foreign languages, or I will never manage to converse fluently. Instead, replace those harsh judgments with empowering statements. I am actively building a skill. I am testing my limits. I am tackling a tough discipline and giving it my absolute best. You are flesh and bone. You are evolving day by day. Therefore, extend grace to yourself. You deserve the same patience you would gladly offer to a dear friend. Strategy number 5, honor your micro-victories. Did you manage to expose your ears to English audio today? Consider that a win. Did you manage to commit one fresh word to memory? That counts as a clear victory. Did you show up and try, even when your focus was low? That is a triumph worth noting as well. You do not need formal grade cards or official certifications to validate your effort. You simply need to acknowledge the quiet wins as they happen. Smile at your own progress, let yourself feel good about those moments, because those small blocks build the foundation of your success. Moving forward into this next segment of our session, I am going to transition into slightly more complex sentence structures than before. The language will remain clear and accessible, but the phrases will stretch out just a bit further. This measured shift is designed to stretch your comprehension ability safely and gradually. So please do not panic if every single term does not instantly click into place. That is all part of the process. Simply relax your guard, let the sound wash over you, and focus on capturing the general meaning. Language acquisition demands time to bake. Yet there will be seasons when your daily growth feels completely invisible to you. You maintain your study schedule, you listen religiously, you practice consistently, and yet a nagging voice asks, "Am I actually getting anywhere? Is this effort paying off at all? Why does my spoken English still feel inadequate?" Consider this undeniable truth. You are progressing whether you realize it or not. Your baseline capabilities today outpace where you stood yesterday, even if that improvement is hiding from your immediate view. So, how can you effectively measure this subtle growth? How can you train your perception to recognize that your study habits are bearing fruit? Let us explore 3 straightforward methods. First approach, maintain a dedicated language journal. If possible, keep a physical notebook specifically for your English practice. Inside its pages, jot down fresh expressions you encounter, sentence patterns that catch your eye, and brief notes on what you accomplished during your study time. You do not need to write exhaustive journal entries. A single sentence written down each day is more than sufficient. For instance, you might note, "Today I listened to a 30-minute discussion. I finally grasped how to use the concept of progress in context. I watched an educational clip and understood the core argument without looking down." If you flip backward through those pages 1 week or 1 month down the line, you will experience a pleasant shock. You will catch yourself thinking, "Wait, I actually remember struggling with this exact concept. It felt impossible back then, but now it feels entirely natural." That realization, my friend, represents undeniable proof of forward movement. Second approach, utilize your phone's voice recorder. You do not need an expensive studio setup or professional hardware for this exercise. Simply open the voice memo app sitting right inside your mobile device. Speak a couple of unscripted sentences out loud in English. For example, "Hello, my name is Alex. I currently live in a quiet coastal town. I am mastering English because I want to expand my career horizons globally." Then fast forward to the following week and repeat the exact same drill. Speak those identical sentences once more. Afterward, play both recordings back side by side and compare them. You will instantly detect that your pronunciation flows with slightly more ease. Your tone carries a touch more authority. This is how abstract progress transforms into something tangible. It shifts from a theory into concrete evidence you can hear with your own eyes. Third approach, tune into the micro moments of spontaneous understanding. Improvement in language learning rarely announces itself with loud fireworks. It doesn't always show up as a high test score or a glossy diploma. Instead, it often arrives in total silence. It is that sudden flash of realization when you comprehend a complex sentence structure without translating it piece by piece in your mind. It is the thrilling milestone of watching a video clip from start to finish without glancing downward at the subtitle track. It is the exact second when thought turns into spoken words without hitting a mental roadblock. These markers may seem minor on the surface, but make no mistake, they are massive milestones in disguise. Fourth approach, glance backward rather than staring exclusively ahead. When we feel stuck, our gaze is almost always locked onto the horizon of everything we still do not know. We tend to beat ourselves up, thinking, "I still cannot keep up with native speakers at full speed. My tongue trips over advanced vocabulary. I keep making silly grammar errors." Instead of falling into that mental trap, try a different perspective. Turn around and look back at the trail behind you. Examine the obstacles that completely blocked your path just 30 days ago. Now compare them against what you can execute effortlessly today. Could you comfortably follow the audio pacing of a podcast like this 2 months prior? Were you capable of stringing together 2 coherent thoughts without pausing? Could you put 3 clean lines of English text on paper without second-guessing every word? Acknowledging your past limitations reminds you of a vital truth. You are expanding, not stagnating. You are actively traveling across terrain. Progress might feel gradual, but steady forward motion always wins the race. As we drift into the final major phase of our discussion today, I want to direct our focus toward a truly inspiring subject. Let us talk about how to nurture genuine enjoyment throughout your language learning adventure, even when the timeline stretches out, even when exhaustion threatens to stall your efforts, and even when you stumble over recurring mistakes. Remember, the insights shared in this section will continue using slightly richer phrasing than our opening remarks. The grammar remains accessible and clean, but the cadence is designed to push your listening comprehension to the next level. So settle in comfortably. Language mastery is a lifelong expedition, not a quick sprint to a finish line. You're under zero pressure to cross any theoretical finish line ahead of your peers. Comparing your timeline to someone else's serves no productive purpose. Treating a foreign tongue like an art form means moving at a rhythm that suits your life. You pause to catch your breath, you sprint when energy surges, and you slow down when life demands balance. And every single variation of that rhythm is completely fine. You are never required to rush the process. Your only true obligation is to stay in motion. Keep in mind that deep joy lives inside the learning process itself. That satisfaction surfaces in the small, unexpected moments, like catching the punchline of a foreign film without looking at the text below, like holding a simple 10-second exchange with a stranger in English without freezing up, like suddenly pulling a useful vocabulary term out of your memory bank that you studied weeks ago. These victories may look modest from the outside, but they deliver an incredible emotional boost. You do not require an external examiner to hand you a certificate verifying your competence. You can sense your own growth beating right inside your chest. Now, let's address an obstacle that haunts almost every language seeker: the fear of making errors. Countless individuals admit to me, I avoid speaking entirely because I am terrified of mispronouncing terms, or because my sentence structure feels embarrassingly clumsy. Yet, if we examine the mechanics of growth, we find a liberating reality. Mistakes are not roadblocks, they are the actual fuel of education. Think about a toddler learning how to navigate the physical world on 2 feet. That child takes countless tumbles, scraping knees and hitting the floor repeatedly. Yet nobody stands over them shouting that they should quit trying. Instead, we offer encouraging smiles and urge them to stand back up. That exact trial and error loop is how human beings master physical balance. You are applying that identical principle to your English journey right now. You are finding your footing. You are testing your boundaries. You are building communication skills from the ground up. Therefore, if an incorrect word slips past your lips, let it go. It is completely fine. If your memory blanks out on a phrase mid-sentence, take a breath. It carries zero consequence. If someone offers a correction, embrace it with gratitude. Encountering corrections simply proves that your brain is actively mapping new information. Absolute perfection is an illusion that even native speakers fail to maintain day in and day out. So cast aside your reservations. Speak up when given the chance. Put your thoughts into writing and push through your hesitation. True bravery in language learning means acting in spite of fear. Furthermore, your study sessions do not need to mimic a sterile, high-pressure academic environment. You have the freedom to weave entertainment directly into your growth. Turn on musical tracks featuring lyrics in your target language. Consume engaging digital shorts that match your personal interests. Hold imaginary discussions out loud with your reflection in the mirror. Pick up a compelling novel or article that genuinely captures your curiosity, rather than forcing yourself through dry academic textbooks. When education weaves seamlessly into your daily habits, it stops feeling like heavy labor and starts resembling play. When you genuinely look forward to your study time, your cognitive retention skyrockets. So identify the specific topics, formats, or themes that spark your joy, and make them a core part of your daily English diet. In this closing chapter of our session together, I want to cast a vision towards something monumental. I want to talk about your horizon. I want to demonstrate how integrating English into your life, even through micro-steps and gradual pacing, can fundamentally reshape your future. A foreign dialect is so much more than an academic topic checking boxes on a school curriculum. It is a versatile instrument. It is a universal skeleton key. It is a practical tool you can pull out anywhere in the real world to solve problems and bridge gaps. Possessing English fluency opens up channels to communicate effortlessly with individuals residing on opposite sides of the globe. It allows you to forge genuine friendships across digital borders. It grants you direct access to international cinema, literature, musical compositions, and global news feeds without a filter. It empowers you to step out of the shadows as an active participant in worldwide conversations rather than remaining a silent observer on the sidelines. It brings you directly into the pulse of the global community. Consider the sheer scale of this reality. Well over 1.5 billion human beings navigate their daily lives using English. That staggering statistic means that the moment you command this common tongue, you cease to be isolated. No matter your physical coordinates on the map, whether you reside in bustling urban centers or quiet rural towns across different continents, English serves as a bridge connecting you directly to kindred spirits across the planet. Supplies a reliable mechanism for making your voice heard while giving you the capacity to decode the perspectives of others. And that capability, my friend, is an extraordinary form of personal power. Beyond human connection, English vastly expands your personal portfolio of choices. Perhaps you envision yourself stepping into a competitive international career market. Perhaps you harbor ambitions of pursuing higher education in a foreign institution. Perhaps your heart beats for global travel and remote work adventures. Mastering this universal language transforms those distant dreams into actionable plans. When your English skills reach a functional level, you unlock the ability to apply for roles that cross national boundaries. You gain the capacity to analyze macroeconomic shifts and world events directly from international sources, rather than relying solely on local translations. Even within your domestic economy, bilingualism provides a massive professional edge. An increasing number of corporate enterprises actively seek out candidates who bridge language gaps smoothly. Countless digital platforms, operating systems, and advanced tools default to English as their primary language of operation. Consequently, by committing yourself to this learning process, you are investing in a thoroughly practical, highly functional asset, one that grants you greater autonomy, wider mobility, and expanded life opportunities. Right now, you have arrived safely at the conclusion of today's episode. You have invested your most valuable currency, your time and attention, into something profoundly important, your own personal growth. Throughout our time together today, we unpacked the mechanics of sustaining motivation. We explored why language acquisition demands patience and a long-term outlook. We outlined strategies to maintain momentum during mental slumps. And finally, we examined how unlocking English fluency can alter the trajectory of your life. Before we part ways, I want to leave you with one absolute certainty. I am genuinely proud of the dedication you bring to this process. You are voluntarily engaging in a complex mental undertaking. You are forging a lifelong capability that will serve your future self in ways you cannot yet fully imagine. It matters very little if your spoken pace currently leans toward the slower side. It matters not at all if occasional errors slip into your grammar. Hesitation, shyness, and performance anxiety are completely normal hurdles. What truly defines your success is this single fact. You continue to try. You continue to expand. You continue to show up when it matters most. Thank you for carving out space in your schedule to be part of this community. Keep training your ears, keep practicing your vocal delivery, and never stop believing in your own potential. Until next time, keep moving forward and take wonderful care of yourself.